Hey good people, welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the 2026 album from Olivia Rodrigo called You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. And it's just fitting that I happened to accidentally grab my wife's coffee mug, so I'm feeling super sweet. This will be my first time experiencing Olivia's music, so I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of interesting because I went to her kind of discography page to see if maybe I had heard some of her top songs before, and all of her top songs are from this album. So maybe it says a lot about this album. This is a Patreon pick, so it was voted in by our Patreon community. Thank you for everybody over there who helps support the channel. We're going to get in, give each song a listen. I'm going to make a couple comments along the way, but I'll be keeping notes in my handy dandy notebook here. That way, after each track, we can talk about the things that stand out and see what else we can find out. If you want to go to a specific song, you can find the timestamps in the description, or just press play and hang out with us. But let's go ahead and get in. This is track 1, titled Drop Dead. All right, bring it, girl.
I know that the bar closes at 11. I hope you never finish that beer.
Oh gosh.
You know all the words to Just Like Heaven, and I know why he wrote them now that you're standing right here. Oh, one night I was bored in bed and stalked you on the internet.
As one does.
Intuition, 'cause I always had a vision of us standing like this, all pressed up in the bathroom line. You looking like an angel on the walls of Versailles, the most alive I've ever been. Kiss me and I might drop dead. And I feel like I might throw up. Left hook, right punch to the gut. You're so pretty, boy. I'm paranoid. I made you up. Yeah, I'd love it if you walked me home. If you promise we can go real slow. 'Cause I got chewing gum and a bunch of stuff I'd like to know. Like, have you ever been to Japan or taken that Eurostar to France? I've been dropping hints all night that I'd love it if you held my hand. Goddamn. And then maybe we could make out. Close off and fall to the ground. Let's go steady, let's go out and tell the whole damn world how one night I was bored in bed and stalked you on the internet. It's feminine intuition, 'cause I always had a vision of us standing like this, all pressed up in the bathroom line. You looking like an angel on the walls of Versailles, the most alive I've ever been. But kiss me and I might. Pisces and a Gemini, but I think we might go really nice together if you let me stay the night. Well, I think I might just have to stay forever. Pisces and a Gemini, but I think we might go really nice together if you let me stay the night. Well, I think I might just have to stay forever.
That was cool.
Bored in bed and stalked you on the internet. It's feminine intuition, 'cause I always had a vision of us standing like this, all pressed up in the bathroom line. You looking like an angel on the walls of Versailles, the most alive I've ever been. But kiss me and I might. Kiss me and I might.
That was fun. My heart needs this. We've been in some kind of heavier albums, and so not that this couldn't go to some heavier places, but a little bit of that levity, man, is really what I need at the moment. I wasn't following the narrative at first. To be honest, I thought the song being about drop dead was going to be like she wanted him to drop dead, kind of like a Goodbye Earl type song. Because it said, I know the bar closes at 11, but I hope you never finish that beer. And so I was assuming that it was kind of like the bar's going to close at 11, but I'm kind of hoping you don't finish that beer, meaning you don't make it to the close of the bar. Versus I'm assuming that maybe it's like, maybe more so that they would leave. So, and then it sounds like she had been previously kind of checking him out online. And then the feminine intuition being that eventually they're standing in line waiting for the bathroom. I did love that line, man. It was so catchy between line and Versailles. Thought that was a lot of fun. But let's get in here and fill in some of the gaps. So Drop Dead is the lead single from the third studio album. It's a notable departure from the heartbreak depicted in her previous lead singles, instead covering infatuation. Olivia gushes over her new crush and daydreams about how wonderful their relationship could be. The song was teased through 4 pink padlocks placed in different locations around the world: London, New York, Los Angeles, and Paris. Each lock had a word on it spelling out Drop Dead April 17th. Oh, that's cool. The first lock was discovered on March 15th, 2026, and the last one was found on April 6th, shortly after Olivia had shared videos on Instagram of her placing the locks. The following day, she officially announced the release of the song via social media. In the week leading up to release, 3 lyrical snippets were shared. 2 on social media, both featuring a 15-second instrumental from the beginning of the song, and the third on various billboards. Olivia premiered the song through a live performance on TikTok Live, roughly 30 minutes before its official release as part of a karaoke party. The music video was filmed at the Palace of Versailles as a nod to a line in the chorus. It was directed by Petra Collins, one of Olivia's most frequent collaborators. Okay, I won't spoil too much with music videos because we'll get to that on Patreon. So, Olivia's newsletter, she said Drop Dead is the first single off my new album. It'll be yours April 17th. In an Instagram post, she said, Drop Dead is out now. I love this song so much. It's the first chapter in the story of You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Makes me want to skip around and roll the windows down and make out. Was lucky enough to film the music video at the Palace of Versailles. Okay, a few other here. Let me see if we can find any insider. So this says, I'm so excited to show you guys the first song. I wrote the song about a really wonderful first date. I wanted to capture the excitement, hope, and anxiety that you feel upon meeting someone you really like. The song makes me want to skip around, roll the windows down, dance in the rain, all at the same time. Hope it brings you joy. Got to shoot at Versailles. All right, here's the interview with Vogue. This has to do with the music video. I like that it kind of feels a little pajama-y. The concept of videos like magic realism for me. I just woke up in Versailles. I'm trapezing through the halls in this outfit. Maybe I just woke up in. That was sort of the nexus of it. I think the colors went really well. Okay. That's crazy looking. Let's see. Produced by Dan Nigro? Sorry. Nigro? Setting a trap for me here. How to pronounce? Let's see.
Dan Nigro.
Nigro. All right, that's what I'm going with. Okay? Setting traps for me, man. So is there like an alternate music video? Okay, that's a lyric video. Gotcha. Hope you never finish that beer. Yeah, let's see. So there wasn't really anything in the production notes. So these lines paint a picture of Olivia and her crush hanging out together at a bar during their first date. She's enamored with the person she wishes their date would never end. Oh, okay. The idea of finishing the beer is like, I hope that you just like keep drinking it so we can keep hanging out, that it doesn't run out. That's cool. It says it's likely referring to Olivia's boyfriend, Louis Partridge. They started dating in late 2023. It's reported in December 2025, 4 months before the song's release, the two had broken up. Oh, aw. She once shared a photo of him. Okay. Oh, I don't know this song, Just Like Heaven. In this part, Olivia references Just Like Heaven, the 1987 track by The Cure, which she performed live at Glastonbury. Just Like Heaven is a racy love song that portrays similar feelings of infatuation as this song. Being with this person for the first time has made Olivia relate to the song. It says also while performing, Olivia changed into a t-shirt for the encore, which had the line, "You know all the words to Just Like Heaven," printed on it as an Easter egg, along with extra words handwritten at the bottom. Cool. All right, let's get into track 2. This is Stupid Song. I'm not calling it a stupid song because I don't even know. It's titled Stupid Song.
New York City's never looked so blue. My friends are smoking blunts in the bathroom.
She's got a beautiful voice.
Honest love is a cage that makes you feel free. And all the girls at this party are so cool. It's never been a thing that I could do, but I can't help but imagine what you say when you speak of me. You're a spark in the dark, and my clothes will caught a flame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say.
Oh, it's amazing.
My heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, it is coming undone. I feel right, I feel wrong, I feel totally insane, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say.
Wow, she's got great range.
Walking through the park with my head high, past all the college girls and the drunk guys. And if there is a God, he's the bond that's between us two. 7 nights alone and a skipped meal. I'm sleeping in my dress and my high heels, and I'm too shy to say what I see when I dream of you. You're a spark in the dark, and my clothes will caught a flame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. I'm a heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, it is coming undone. I feel right, I feel wrong, I feel totally insane, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. Every night like the one before, dream of you from like 1 to 4, positively and truly sure. Nobody's wanted somebody more. It's the thing.
Oh, I love that.
Tell your friends that you're mine, I'm yours. With the hand on my heart, I swear. Nobody's wanted somebody more. It's the thing that I can't ignore. Tell your friends that you're mine, I'm yours. With the hand on my heart, I swear. You're a spark in the dark, and my clothes will caught a flame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. I'm a heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, it is coming undone. I feel right, I feel wrong, I feel totally insane, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say.
Man, I was so happy that went to where it was because I don't know what's waiting in this album. So I'm just relishing in the beautiful songs of someone being in love and being infatuated by somebody versus, who knows, it could just all come down in flames. I hope not, but we'll see. Man, it's just a great melody. I loved what they did in kind of the bridge area with the quiet and the loud. And also kind of her opening lyrics about, was it honest love being a cage that feels free? Which we can kind of look and see what the annotations say. With me, the way I kind of view that is the cage is just the commitment. And it's not a cage that binds you. Like, it does bind you in a sense, but in the best way. It's kind of like, you know, most of us operate by the rule that you shouldn't murder people. Which you could be like, oh, I'm in this cage called the law that says I can't murder people. Stupid. You know, but the reality is like, no, it's a good cage. Like, there are these laws and these things so that you don't just go, you know, murder everybody you're angry at or just steal whatever you want. And so in the same sense, love, committed love, honest love. And if you haven't been around the channel for any length of time, I just celebrated my 17-year wedding anniversary. I turned 38 in August. And so I know a thing or two about committed love. And this cage is me saying, I belong to her, she belongs to me. Our eyes, our mind, everything's for one another, not for any other. But it's this honest and strong and healthy love that is a freedom. And so, I don't know, man, I really resonate with that. Stupid song. Song finds a deeply in love Rodrigo, overwhelmingly infatuated with her lover to the point where words aren't even enough to capture how she feels. Olivia announced on BBC Radio in June of 2026 that she had filmed a music video for Stupid Song under the codename Dumb Tune, and described the song as sounding really dumb. Prior to this interview, she was spotted filming the music video in Upper Manhattan. So it says, I was really inspired by this book, Simple Passion, by Annie Ernaux. She's having this affair with this person, and she's not quite happy. She's kind of going insane. Everything she does, she's reminded of the person. The longing overcomes her. Really inspired by all the ways in which love makes you insane and miserable. I think there's a lot more to mine there than, yay, oh my God, he's so hot, he loves me. Olivia said to Apple Music, I had so much fun writing that song. I was so jet lagged. I was coming from London to New York, and I woke up at like 4 a.m. Couldn't go back to sleep. I walked around New York, and there was nobody outside. At the time, I was having a little bit of trouble living in New York. I was super anxious. Every time I went outside, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It was the first time I was able to walk around New York completely anxiety-free. Felt so happy and unencumbered. So then I went home and wrote this song. That's awesome. Whoa, okay. To Pitchfork, she said, it's the only song I ever wrote on my grand piano in New York. It's really expensive. I was like, well, I didn't write any songs on it, but I got this one out in the last few weeks of me living in that apartment, so it was all worth it. It's a beautiful story. I got home from England. Whenever you're in England for a while, you obviously adjust to the time zone. Flew back to New York. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, wide awake, couldn't go back to sleep. So I was going to walk around. It was so beautiful. The sun was just rising. Never up that early. And also, it's kind of hard to walk around New York, so she shares similar things. Oh no, she couldn't walk around New York because people would keep coming up and asking for pictures. But at dawn, I was completely alone. It was the most beautiful, private, wonderful experience. So I was going on this walk and feeling so great about myself. This guy walks up to me. I was like, ugh. Thought he was going to ask for a picture, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's cool. And he walks past me and just goes, you're so beautiful. Can I take you to dinner? I was like, no, but wow, thank you so much. I was so joyful and happy. Went home, I wrote this song about being infatuated with someone and in total limerence? Limerence? I've never heard this word in my life, and I consider myself a bit of a word guy. Limerence. A state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship. Interesting. It makes me really happy listening to it. It really reminds me of being in New York. Wrote it on piano, so obviously there's an element to it that's sort of piano ballady, but it had such energy, we were like, let's put dance drums in it. I think that little bridge part is my favorite part of the song. I love it. I think it was the last thing on the record we finished because we just could not figure out what that part was supposed to be. We tried everything under the sun. I love that bit. Whenever I play that song for people, they're like, it's 3 songs stitched together, but in a cool way. And I think that was the vibe. That's what we were going for. Just sort of wrote it that way. Or I just sort of write that way. I don't really know why. I've always just loved that is very dynamic. That's the type of music I listen to. I think that's why I like rock music so much. I like something that's just really loud sometimes. Dan and I really love a power ballad. We really love Meatloaf songs because we're like, this is the ultimate power ballad. All right, produced by Olivia and Dan. I dedicate this song to my stupid boy. The way every line gets more unhinged and somehow more romantic at the same time. Hello to that bridge. I'm with you. Okay, let's get into track 3. This is Honeybee.
So I guess that it's true. Time can heal even the worst of wounds, and the cliches I knew seem so commonplace when I saw you. Let's just walk in the dark, hop the fence in the park.
I love the raw delivery on this.
Honeybee, gotta love the way you look at me. And it's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I love you, baby, I promise. And I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend
That's so sweet, dude.
years to hope.
A face I could spend my whole life knowing.
Pick me up, walk me home, and it feels like God threw me the bone. Sticky sweet tangerine, would you sit and keep me company in the dark? I'm not scared, I just reach and you're right there. Shooting stars, racing cars, everything I own just feels like ours. It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I love you, baby, I promise. And I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping.
What a beautiful piano. It's very like fantasy-like.
I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping. It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I promise. And I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping.
Has such a classy feel to it. Almost as if she's like one of those things where she's in a lounge, like a really nice lounge in a nice dress, singing with the piano. Okay, I love that line too. Basically, I don't want to know what your face looks like going. And I think it's so sweet, the idea of your face being one that I could spend my whole life knowing. I was talking about that on another song we were listening to recently, and there's just something beautiful about long-term committed relationships or marriage that you don't get when it's just flings or, kind of just being promiscuous with a bunch of different people. But the idea of building something together through the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, growing more selfless as you get older. I think that's one of the keys in a long-term relationship. You have to grow more selfless, not more selfish. And both of you putting in the work to think about the other and constantly be there to serve one another and help one another. But there's something about knowing exactly how somebody likes the seat in their car or what their favorite meal is or all the small things that mean something to them. And it takes a lot of work, not to let the familiar become stale, but letting the familiar be this warm thing that you fight to keep alive. Honeybee, plain and simple love song. So she revealed on TikTok comment section, which track am I the most excited about y'all hearing? There's a song about an insect. So she told Apple Music, I think Honeybee is the oldest song. I remember writing Honeybee and feeling so excited. I think that was the challenge for me lyrically as a songwriter. How do I write a love song that feels like it matters to me? I feel like I've written love songs in the past, but they feel a bit juvenile, which is fine. I love juvenile songs. But I wanted to write one that captured this sort of more mature and nuanced love that I was experiencing in my life. And that was a really tall order. I think it's really, really hard to do that. I think so many artists have been doing that for so many years, and it's hard to find a new spin on it. I think there's a fragility to that song I really love. I remember writing the lyric, I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face, I swear, I could spend my whole life knowing. Being like, oh yeah, that's how it feels. Being with someone who you are attached to and adore in this way is the most terrifying thing ever. I think I was at this point in my life where I thought, I have all this stuff, and now I have something to lose, which is terrifying. It's way more terrifying than, I lost something and I wish I had it back. It's like, no, I have it right now. I hope it doesn't go away. There's something automatically that tugs at your heartstrings, thinking about love in terms of that fearful reaction. It says, one of my favorites on the album, and the sneaky cricket that tried to ruin many vocal takes can be heard in the beginning of the song. That's fun. I'll have to listen for that on the next time I listen through this. If I ever go to a wedding, they ask me what song they should add on the playlist, it's this one. In the dark, I'm not scared, I just reach and you're right there. Okay, who gave her permission to write something this cute? It was me. Conan's background vocals are just the cherry on top. So whimsical, I adore it. Let's see who up here. So whose vocals are on it? So it's not telling me who. Oh, here we go. So with the chorus, her Amex story of my song said that I think the chorus is made up of me trying to sing in a lower voice and a higher voice, Dan trying to sing in a lower voice or a higher voice, and one of my best friends, Conan Gray, came in and sang some vocals on it too, just so it really felt like there was a bunch of different people in it. Excited to play it live too. Yeah, I heard all of the vocals in it. I didn't know how they were layering them exactly. I feel like maybe I've listened to one song from Conan Gray. Maybe. Or maybe I've just seen him. Oh, People Watching? Yeah, I think I've heard that one. Yes, I have heard that one because my daughter told me I needed to play it. That's cool. Hopefully we'll get to look into him soon. Okay. Let's check out track 4, Maggots for Brains. Uh-oh. Every time I'm reading these titles, I'm like, is something bad gonna happen? Say it ain't so. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you want access to hundreds of hours of additional content from dozens of artists, then check out my Patreon. That's where we host music videos, live performances, exclusive live streams, behind the scenes content, documentaries, and you get the ability to help vote on the albums we listen to here on the channel. Patreon is the best way to support this channel, and you can get access to the entire library, past, present, and future for just $5. Join the amazing community that we're building over there, and I try to make it worth your time and your money. All right, let's get back into it.
My day's so mundane, I don't think I left the house. Drank a pot of coffee, tried to write, nothing came out. Somehow it's the weekend, I'm still bored out of my school. And I went to a party, but only on principle. Empty, look at me. I'm a zombie in my body, I'm a train off of the track. I feel dirty, I feel rotten, and the colors are all flat. I'm a sad shell of a woman, and I've got maggots for brains. But that's just the thing that happens when my baby goes away. When my baby goes away, he goes away. Everything feels moldy like the fruit that's in my fridge. And everything that's funny, I wish I could tell to him. And sometimes at a low point, I even wish for a tragedy. 'Cause I know he'd come over and take real good care of me. It's weird, he's not here. I'm a zombie in my body, I'm a train off of the track. I feel dirty, I feel rotten, and the colors are all flat. I'm a sad shell of a woman, and I've got maggots for brains. But that's just the thing that happens when my baby goes away. When my baby goes away, he goes away. What can I do? I think of you. I think of you. What can I do? I think of you. I think
Oh, I love that. Like, wow, 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 wow.
I'm a zombie in my body, I'm a train off of the track. I feel dirty, I feel rotten, and the colors are all flat. I'm a sad shell of a woman, and I've got maggots for brains. But that's just the thing that happens when my baby goes away. What can I do? When my baby goes away, I think of you. When my baby goes away, what can I do? When my baby goes away, I think of you.
I wonder what effect or pedal is giving that, because it doesn't sound quite like a wah wah pedal, but it's just this like whoa, 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 which has a really cool sound. I wonder if this kind of starts to get at the heart of what the title of the album is about. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love, that it is the strength of her love that is causing some of this sadness, like when he's not there, or the fear of losing this love that she's found. It says inspired by Sex and the City's Miranda Hobbs, Maggots for Brains compares lovesickness and codependency to having a rotting brain, being practically catatonic and unable to function properly without her partner. Okay, she said, Maggots for Brains is one of my favorite songs on the record. I really love it. I think that when we made that one sonically, I was like, oh yeah, this feels right. This feels like the point in time that I'm at. I kind of knew, and Dan, who I made the record with, I love rock music. I have such a reverence for rock music, and that's all I really listen to. But I think going into it didn't feel exciting to me. Like rock in the traditional sense of power chords, distortion, that's not here on this album. But I think a song like Maggots for Brains feels alternative to me without being like I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, which is one of my favorite songs. I love that song, but it was in a more subtle way. I think that was more exciting to me than writing like some really banger thing. I love those songs. Maybe I'll do that later. But making that song was like, okay, kind of figured out what I wanted the sound to be or what was going to be different about this record. To Apple Music, she said, formative, illuminating, didn't want to go so similar to what she said. Pulling out a lot of references from new wave bands who are rock, but not punky. But I remember making that song feeling it was discovery. Cool. Sour Daughter has returned. I dedicate the song to my BD. My boy, my B, my baldy bad bull. I don't know what a BD is. Mood. Very good. You had a great sound to it. Okay, let's go to track 5. You plus me equals heart. Oh, cool. Great guitar riffs in this album. I love that riff. Got such a sense of adventure with it.
But I like you better by a million times.
really upbeat anthem. You know that line, I know that people change, but I hope that we don't. I feel like the sentiment there is not that we're not going to change as people, but that what we have doesn't change. It will always change in some way. It'll evolve, and always hopefully for the better. I think the key is that if each individual in the relationship, because life does change you, right? I think there are things that maybe like the best parts of your personality you have to fight through life to hold on to, especially if you face difficulty and situations you never really would have expected. Obviously, things happen all the time, and you go through struggles together, not necessarily struggles between one another. Obviously, that's a part of it, but like your own struggles in life, whether it's through work or loss or sickness. And so you will change. But like for me, I've always been a very playful person, and I love humor. I love jokes. I didn't know how to use that very well when I was younger, and so I was the class clown, always interrupting things. And then as I got older and more mature, especially after I had a few embarrassing moments of just making jokes at the wrong time, I learned how to refine that essential part of my personality and how to use that for good, that I can break the ice in situations, that I can bring some little bit of levity to moments that could just be really heavy. But I've had to learn how to use that correctly. And I went through a period of time when I was younger, and I thought what it meant to be mature was to change that part of myself, to be incredibly serious all the time, more of like a type A personality. And that's just not who I am. And my wife and I knew each other at that time, and we liked each other. But during that period of life, I know she struggled with me and our friendship because I was changing an essential part of who I was. And so I fought through life to hold on to that playful part of myself. And even when life's busy and crazy, I just try to not get too absorbed in myself or what's going on to stop being playful. And I think things like that, right? You take these central parts of yourself you try to hold on to, and then as an individual, you also try to make yourself better. You try to continue to become a better version of yourself, more patient, more kind, more loving, less defensive. And if two people are committed to doing that, of course you're going to change, but like what you have together doesn't necessarily have to change. And you can kind of move through life in all the changes and ups and downs of life still in this place together. So it finds Olivia being deeply excited and hopeful in her new relationship while knowing that love can be unpredictable. Olivia initially teased the song. Okay, a little bit more about how she teased it. She said, "It's so crazy that's never been anyone's favorite. You're the first person who said that to me," obviously the person interviewing her. "I'm really happy. We almost cut that one from the album. One of the first we made, and you just always liked the song you made most recently." Yeah, I'm sure it's probably one of the more poppy type ones on the album, but it's still fun. And again, the guitar riffs in it are so good. Okay, let's check out track 6, titled My Way. A lot of fun production decisions. Definitely some attitude on this one. This one definitely has a more rock feel. off, girl. Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm a petty bitch, but you make me resort to this. That's it. I win. That's it. I win. You're in my way now. Don't go away. Don't think I can make out. How'd you hang on? Kind of insane.
I love that.
You keep calling, but you never get the message. It goes my way now.
I love that one. That's kind of a standout for me on this album. I love obviously the attitude that's brought to it, and I love in songs those kind of like talking type sections. I think those can be a lot of fun. Obviously, this is probably an ex-girlfriend who is encroaching. Word to the fellas out there, that's also on you to shut that down and make sure the boundaries are there. So it says, on my way, Olivia angrily calls out a girl for crossing boundaries in her relationship with her boyfriend. There's a line between healthy, platonic male-female friendship and flirtatious behavior, and Olivia believes this girl has crossed it. Yeah, well, and even this healthy, platonic male-female friendship, it depends, man. As you get older and you're in a committed relationship, that kind of goes away, I think. At least I've always set boundaries. I don't talk to other girls. Not like I avoid other girls in public. And I have like my business, so I do manage social media for a couple of companies, and I've always built websites and done creative work and things like that. And so I've always like worked with women, you know, or had to have conversation, but it's all like professional. I'm not just texting some girl as like a friend, like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? And personally, I think when you grow up, and by grow up, I mean turn 18 or 19, it depends. I got married when I was 20, right before I turned 21. And, you know, for me, my wife and I knew each other 3 years leading up to that. And so I just kind of always had those boundaries, you know. It's just when I was committed to her, even before we were engaged, it was like, no, that's not the kind of, like, I see girls when we're in public places and we talk and all the things like together and stuff, but I don't have these kind of private friendships with other girls. That just seems odd to me and kind of asking for trouble. And I've seen many men get emotionally attached to other girls when they're in a committed relationship, and I'd just rather stay away from that. She said I haven't given it too much thought. I think I was just really in the heat of the moment writing it, and that's how it is. Sometimes you're like, I really need to get this out, and I'm pissed. Maybe it isn't the most evolved thing ever to say, but I really love this song. I love the way it turned out and the sonics. I was going through some Gwen Stefani vibes in there. But yeah, I really love that song. The album isn't very angry at all, and I think that's the angry touchstone, but I'm really proud of it. I stand by it. Yeah, I think it's great to throw in something like that. The rock star you are. Better than Revenge Girls. We are so up. Last time I checked, I won. Oh, she came in the studio with receipts. Gonna be a hit. Rocking out. Rock Olivia is so back. All right. This is track 7, titled Purple. Oh, I love this.
It's funny when your mom shows pictures of you in your school clothes. Your buzz cut, it's grapes on your knees changed, but those eyes still know. And it's crazy how I used to visit your town like a tourist. Now I got a local grocery store and a favorite
That's cool.
florist. So it goes that you kiss my neck, made our paths intersect till the two lines formed a circle.
It's beautiful.
I melt with you, you're red and I blue. Now I see the world in purple.
It's awesome. Smooth it out, but it feels too flat. Melt with you till it all turns black. When you get so close and you can't go back. Melt with you till it all turns black. Melt with you till it just feels sad. Okay. I love the idea. It's kind of like, a strange thought that they existed in the world for so long, but unaware of each other. And her kind of saying, I used to tour through your city, but now I have a local grocery store and a local florist. I think it's a really great way to kind of paint that picture, right? In the idea of looking back at pictures of when they were a child, and yet you can still see the essence of that person within their their photos as a child. And again, just that idea, it's kind of like my wife and I are in the same yearbook from elementary school, but we didn't know each other. And then eventually she went to a different school and I went to a different school. But like we existed in this same space together, totally unaware of each other. And, now I've red and blue and made purple. And I guess one day we'll melt into black, but till death do us part. So Purple sees Rodrigo reflect on an intimate relationship that feels all encompassing and comforting at first, but grows increasingly sour as she loses her sense of self within it. Okay, I was wondering if that's kind of what it was saying, but is that like a negative thing? Because I guess there's that idea that's like, I had all these grand ideas till I met you. And it's not necessarily that you have to let go of your grand ideas, but sometimes they do change, and sometimes they're worth changing, worth letting go of for something that's really beautiful. And you can find a way to express those dreams, or even maybe those dreams change and shift a little bit. It's not that you have to let go of them so that you end up becoming those stories, from the movies where the guy's like, I could have been something, but instead I married you, or instead I'm stuck with this family. It doesn't have to be that kind of story. So she teased the track in an interview with Cosmopolitan, saying, there's still some purple in my life. Let's just say that. I won't give too much away, but there's still some purple. Acting as the album's emotional narrative pivot. Oh gosh. The track bridges Girl So In Love side A to You Seem Pretty Sad. Oh no. Within the song, Olivia later elaborated on this creative choice in an interview. Okay, that's cool though, how that album has these kind of two sides. Originally a love song, it's a little more honest, more sad and creepy. It's like when the doubt creeps in. Oh no. Things start to turn sour and unravel. Oh, I'm really afraid at this point. But hey, I can handle a little drama, I think. This is either about bruises or jealousy. I'm scared of both. Went from your cute childhood photos to Are We Too Attached? In one song, I'm unwell. Hey, me too. Song title is Purple. We should all be afraid. Don't do it to me, Olivia. Don't do it. I think I'm just going to stop right here. It's been really good, really sweet. Love it. Things are going great with them. All right, have a good night. Okay, let's get into chapter? Sure, chapter 8. The Cure. Okay, this is sampling a song. Is it a song by The Cure?
All the pretty girls in the foreground of my mind.
Or interpolating, I guess is the better word.
I thought I'd done enough, but they keep moving the line. I thought I found the antidote this time. I thought I found the antidote this time. All the nights I spent fighting bad thoughts in my room. Feeling so alone, might as well be on the moon. I thought I found the antidote with you. I thought I found the antidote with you. But my head is full of poison and my heart is full of doubt. I got toxins in my bloodstream. You tried hard to suck them out, and it feels like medication, and it's good for me, I'm sure, but it don't matter how
Oh no.
it feels anymore. It'll never be the cure. It'll never be the cure. Used to play a game in my head when I date a guy.
Oh, the tone has shifted for sure.
Tally up the girls that he fucked till I start to cry. I thought I found the antidote this time. I thought I found the antidote this time. But I'm unraveled. 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 And my head
listen, I don't like where this is headed. However, that's a standout on the album, and she absolutely crushed it. And shifting this way in the album is definitely going to make for very interesting listening through the album for sure. In this, the kind of storytelling with the album and the ebbs and flows will make for a very what's the word? Just like a very interesting experience. And I think has an ability to explore some depths that you wouldn't really necessarily get if it was kind of all like the first half. Okay, it seems like she's kind of letting some anxieties and insecurities get the best of her within this relationship. And there is something deeper that she's searching for that maybe she needs, you know, because in the end, a person can't give you everything. And to put that weight upon a person to 100% be able to satisfy every longing of your soul, you're just never going to find it in a person. A person can help with that for sure. A person can be a rock to you, but there's just something deeper that each and every one of us has to take hold of, or we'll find ourselves constantly thrown around by life and our mind and our emotions. So The Cure is the second single. Oh, it's interesting she let that out as the second single because it gave a little taste of like, oh, okay, there's a lot going on in this album than just maybe what the first song would let on. She's featured on the cover holding a red string making out the track's title, details she first teased in an interview with Cosmopolitan. Why do I keep messing this up? Cosmopolitan. I can't give too much away, but the red string is important to the themes of the album. Interesting. Olivia initially described the single saying it's karaokeable if you're sad. So on May 21st, she hosted an hour-long session where she played sad songs to tease her album and ended her set by premiering The Cure 2 hours early. Says The Cure is my favorite song on the album. It's kind of the climax of the record. It's just sort of about how when you're younger, you think falling in love with someone will fix all your problems. And then when you face love and reality, you realize that's not the truth. So it's just me coming to terms with things that I wanted to be fixed about myself. Things that I thought that love would solve. And lo and behold, it didn't. So I wrote a song about it. She also said, I think I've been trying to write that song for a really long time. I was having a conversation with my friend about it. The nexus of the entire album is this conversation I had with my friends. I was like, I just want to write this record about love. I have all these love songs that I just love. I'm in this relationship that is quote unquote happy. Why do I feel so depressed? Why can't I feel how I think it's supposed to feel in my head? That's generally disillusioned, you know, and that can happen if you think that even the best person can solve every longing of the soul. After we had this conversation, I went home and wrote The Cure. Songwriting for me is best done when you're a little afraid to write it. And I think having written that song, I learned so much about myself, which is not always the case in every song. I think I could have never written that song on Guts or Sour. I think I had to have a lot of life experience, look really deep inward in a way that 17-year-old me couldn't have done. And those two albums, sort of just being a teenager, looking at love sort of black and white. You're like, this person hurt me and I hate them. Or like, I love this person. They're the best person to ever exist. I think you seem pretty sad for a girl so in love for me. And also this period of time in my life is sort of me playing in the gray area a little bit more. Yeah, which is where most of life truly is. Writing The Cure was just illuminating, being like, I can write about this gray area. I can write about this confusion, this push and pull between these two sides of me, and it can turn into a song I really like. Okay, quite a long section there. We won't read all of that. Okay, produced by her and Dan. Asking for upvotes. How are y'all so quick? The song literally came out a few seconds ago. This has got to be Love Doesn't Fix You. Now, the opening to that song... Let's see. The Cure opens with acoustic guitar reminiscent of the Foo Fighters' Everlong, such that some have believed it to be a sample or created a mashup of the two songs. The acoustic chords are not sampled from the Foo Fighters, but serve to achieve the same sense of raw, unfiltered emotionality that underscores the rest of Rodrigo's song. Okay. I didn't know who it was, but I know I've heard that song. I listened to the Foo Fighters a little bit way back when I was younger, but I don't know that I ever listened to a full album of theirs as opposed to just some of the bigger songs. Back when we were downloading, you know, all the singles and things off of Napster and LimeWire. All right, let's move into track 9. This is Begged.
All that I want is to know undoubtedly that you just have eyes for me. Could you make it clear? All that I want is to sit here silently and watch movies on TV. What a shame you're not here, here to witness my devotion and my endless well of needs. I'm an anchor in the ocean, you know I could never leave. So I'm patient, you're learning, pretend it's not hurting. And they say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away. So I'm cool and forgiving, I'll take what you're giving away. Nothing's quite enough when I know that to get it I beg.
She's great at the emotional delivery, man.
To get it I beg. And I have this thought when I lay in bed at night, that I feel trapped inside my life. Is that a normal thing to fight back the waves of a static lover's dread? Overwhelmed, I'm underfed, and yet I still cling to hope like snow on mountains. Careless words melted away.
Oh no.
I'm a penny in a fountain, just waiting on my luck to change. So I'm patient, you're learning, pretend it's not hurting. Cause they say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away. So I'm cool and forgiving, I'll take what you're giving away. But nothing's quite enough when I know that to get it I beg. Yeah, to get it I beg.
So it sounds in this like maybe he's not giving enough in the relationship. And I feel like what she was saying is like he's even using careless words, and that's kind of melting this. What she said, I'm clinging like snow to a mountain. These careless words are melting it away. So like she's trying really hard because also she feels like this really could be love. And it would feel foolish. It's a virtue to hold on to. It would feel foolish to let it slip away or let it go. So she's trying to be very patient. But It seems like he's not giving what's needed. And her saying that when she gets what is needed, it's only because she's begged for it. Now, there is something in relationships of, at times, if you feel like there's something you're not getting, and it's in that it's reasonable, right? Because that's one side of it. You can have very unreasonable demands upon a person. However, if there's something you feel very strongly about that is not unreasonable, or maybe it is and you don't know it yet, and you can talk through it and work it out together and find out, like, is this something that I'm asking for that's like, that maybe I shouldn't? Again, if it's going back to like, maybe there's something more that I need to be doing in my own life to fill this void that I'm expecting. But let's just say it is like affirming words, staying in touch, making somebody feel desired and wanted. Then you have these opportunities that I think you do have to express those things to a person, right? Or that's where kind of the bitterness can grow. If you don't share, like, hey, I'm kind of feeling like, you know, you don't want to be around me, or that you don't really think of me. That's different than begging. If the person truly can understand the other person and say, man, I'm so sorry that I've missed that. I've been a little caught up in my own stuff, and you're right. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the response, you know, I've shared this before on other reactions. One thing that I know my wife really appreciates is she appreciates enthusiasm in a lot of my responses through text and stuff. And I can very much kind of like, as a guy, not that I'm being like, you know, shooing away or nonchalant or uncaring. It's just, I could say, okay, with no punctuation or anything. And to me, it's like, okay, got it. Great. Or I could just send a thumbs up. But I know it means something to my wife for me to be like, okay, exclamation mark, because all it does is you don't lose anything in translation in the text. And I am, especially if it's her asking something that she needs from me that she may already feel, maybe I'm kind of being burdensome. I know he's got a lot on his plate. I don't want to add anything to it. And if I'm just like, okay, it could come across like, okay. But instead I want to reaffirm her and be like, of course, like, yeah, I'd be happy to do that. And that's just a small thing. But I think there are, you know, things like that. That are important, that, you know, a person needs to be able to give to another person, so they don't feel like the only reciprocity they're receiving in a relationship is because they're begging for it. They need to feel like, no, you want to. You're looking for the opportunities to make them feel special, not them begging you to make them feel special, because then that doesn't feel special. It just feels like transactional. So Begged finds Olivia desperately wanting more affection from her partner. Her requests just make her feel worse, knowing that instead of naturally being shown love, she has to beg for it. Said, I think that's the difference between an album like Sour and this album. When you're in a relationship that's deeper, you're older, and it's more nuanced, it's less like, forget you for doing this to me. I think that song is like, oh, this happened because I set this up and you fell short, but you never promised that you were going to do it. It's definitely a more nuanced take than I feel like I had the emotional capacity to write about before. The song's really special to me, and she killed it, dude. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. Basically me coming to this realization that all the romantic gestures, fancy trips or whatever, none of it means anything if you have to really ask for it. So it's a realization that I had about a year ago, and it's one of my favorite songs. Said I wrote that song and showed it to Dan. We mocked it up. Dan is very particular about vocal production. That's one of his strong suits. He manages to get vocal performances out of singers that are so incredible, so emotional. You just do it over and over again. He'd say, do it like this, and he's always right. Wow, that's really great, you know, of him, because that's one thing I commented on in the song was her ability to go with the inflections, when to be soft, when to express different things, when to push. And she just did a beautiful job in delivering that song and in getting the emotion across, I think, what she was trying to communicate. I love the background vocals too. They give it a grit and edge, almost like an anger. Initially, we were like, oh, let's do soft background vocals, make it really pretty. When we decided to kind of just go full out and almost yell them in the back, this song took on another meaning and emotional quality. All right, we got a performance on Saturday Night Live, so we'll work to get that up on Patreon. Says the top comment on the SNL video needs to be repeated here. Says Olivia is known for her bridges. This song doesn't have one, so you're left feeling incomplete. Like you have to beg for more. She made you feel the song. Yeah. Really, really great. Okay. This is track 10. What's Wrong with Me? I did notice all of the album title and all the tracks are in lowercase. But this is What's Wrong with Me, Olivia Rodrigo and Robert Smith. I'm not familiar with Robert Smith. Ever since starting this channel, I have fallen back in love with physical media, vinyls and CDs in particular, which is why I'm really excited to be an affiliate with vinyl.com. You can browse an extensive library of beautiful vinyls, CDs, accessories, and more. And as a partner of this channel, vinyl.com is offering 10% off for anyone who uses my code malnourished at checkout. You can also check the description for a link or scan the QR code on the screen.
Just staring at the ceiling. Can't describe this feeling I've got in my head. I'm out of body in my bed, and I'm just searching up my symptoms, desperate to fix them. I'll do anything, 'cause lately I've been spiraling up. I'm not feeling like myself, and nothing ever seems to help. Went to the doctor and she said I was fine, but every movie that I see makes me cry. It's like somebody put a weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning and my stomach is sick. Say I'm in love, so it's hard to admit. I can't eat, I can't sleep. I think you're
Oh no.
wrong with me.
Distractions, hope the feeling passes, but I've got to say it's getting harder every day.
What a unique voice.
Can't seem to get around it. Head just keeps on pounding with the simple thought, what if this isn't what I want?
Went to the doctor and she said I was fine. Tried meditation with a bottle of wine. It's like somebody put a weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning and my stomach is sick. Say I'm in love, so it's hard to admit. I can't eat, I can't sleep. I think you're what's wrong with me. I'm not feeling like myself, or amber lights and warning bells. Oh, I'm not feeling like myself, and I'm not hiding it well. Went to the doctor and she said I was fine, but every movie that I
Such a smooth chorus.
it's like somebody put a weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning and my stomach is sick. Say I'm in love, so it's hard to admit. I can't eat, I can't sleep. I think you're what's wrong with me. 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 I think you're what's wrong with me.
You know, including a male vocalist, it makes you wonder if like they're kind of having the same feelings or going through some of the same doubts on both sides. I'm glad that they gave him a verse just with his own voice, because obviously they sounded great together as the duet, but I was curious what he sounded like, so I was glad that we got that. What's Wrong With Me explores Olivia's realization that her partner is the cause of her sadness. It also marks Olivia's first ever collaboration for an original song, excluding songs intended for TV or film. Let's look at Robert Smith for a second. English singer. I was going to say, like, I don't have much for reference, but I was going to say it reminds me of this kind of like UK rock type vibe. So he's an English singer, musician, and lyricist who is best known as the frontman and principal songwriter of the influential English rock band The Cure, has been called a rock anti-hero. Now, I know The Cure is really big, and we saw them at the beginning of this as well. Let me see. So this is The Cure. Just Like Heaven. That's the one that we were referencing early on. I'm sure that I know some of them because I'm familiar with the name The Cure, but I wouldn't know off the top of my head any of their work. Looks like maybe they had a big break, or are these like remasters, or did they come out with a new album in 2024 and then maybe look like they did some sort of remix? Interesting. Okay, let's get back over here. She said, it's really, really special to me for so many reasons, but primarily because it's my first song I've ever done a feature on, which is really exciting. It's my first collaboration. I'm proud of it. I can't believe this song exists and the person that it exists with. I'm over the moon. Robert said she's so good. She's genuinely fantastic as a songwriter and a singer, as a performer. The band, everything about it. I genuinely love what she does. Slightly in awe of how easy she finds it all. It's not really comparable to how I do things. It comes across as very effortless and very natural. Okay, you got Olivia, Robert, and Dan on that one. Louis Partridge found dead. First collaboration with Robert Smith. Oh, Olivia, the icon you are. Preparing my yearly identity crisis soundtrack. My thoughts with the production budget. Okay. Let's check out track 11. This is Less.
I feel it again, edge of the bed, body and head protesting. My stomach's in knots, I don't wanna talk, let's just go to bed or something. Maybe
Oh gosh.
itself tomorrow.
I love the ambient sounds you can hear in here.
You say you can't stand to watch me cry a minute more, so you do the noble thing and open up the door. If loving me means letting go and wishing me the best,
Oh, wow.
well, then I guess I wish you loved me less. We tried to recreate our favorite day, We didn't
Oh my gosh, dude, she's breaking my heart.
anymore. Trip to Big Sur only confirmed this isn't what it should feel like. And maybe I'm a stubborn overthinker, but I've been thinking over this a lot. And I could try convincing you they're just intrusive thoughts, but you've seen me truly happy, so you know right now I'm not. If loving me means crying on the curb at LAX, well then I guess I wish you loved me less. If loving me means saying, babe, I think this is the end, I guess I wish you loved me less.
I think it's the piano bench that we're hearing, which I love when that stuff's included in tracks. She really is a brilliant songwriter. I could see this song being an enduring classic. Like, because once it hit me, when I saw the lyrics, that, these things are loving me, I wish you'd love me less. It's just so good, man. It's really witty, but it's so easy to like get your arms around understanding what she's communicating, and she paints this vivid, heartbreaking picture. So Les details the last attempts at saving the relationship and its sorrowful end. Rodrigo wishes the muse loved her less, so the relationship would either continue or the fallout would be less painful than it ended up being. Prior to release, Rodrigo commented that some restraint was shown in the song's production due to its late creation compared to other songs on the album. Well, I think the restraint turned out perfect. I think it's part of what's going to help it be an enduring classic. A song like Less was added obviously later in the album making process. I think it was us trying to practice a little bit of restraint. Shortest title will give me the longest mental breakdown. You've seen me truly happy, so you know right now I'm not. Excuse me while I stare at the wall for the next hour. Sad girl anthem. The less words, the more tears. Yeah, man. And especially that line about like, what is it? Let's go to bed or something. Maybe it'll fix itself tomorrow. But I've been saying that like every night. You know, and the reality too, a lot of times is like, sometimes you need to work something out. And, you know, I was always like brought up, especially early on in marriage or before getting married, even in like premarital counseling, you would have this thing. It's like, and they use the Bible that says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. And they'll kind of use that to say like, never go to bed angry at each other. And, you know, people do things differently, but I don't subscribe to the literal of that, because my wife and I at times have been in places where like you're really frustrated or disappointed and you're not getting anywhere in the conversation. And a lot of times, even when there's disagreements, if it's not close to bed, if there's a disagreement in the day that you both feel very strongly about your opinion on the matter, and you can feel like the tension rising, sometimes the best thing to do is to just, let's go our separate ways for a minute, because then obviously you're kind of thinking about it and stuff. And I know what's true for me, because I can tend to be defensive, is those defenses start to kind of break down. and I might stew in my own, like, I can't she believe she thinks about, like, it looks at it that way. Why can't she understand my side? Can she not get what I'm saying? All these different things. But that kind of like slows down, and then the wisdom starts to catch up. And then all of a sudden you can begin to maybe see things a little bit. Even if you don't fully agree still, you can find yourself in trying to be like, okay, I can understand how she sees it that way. And that can lead toward this like neutral place. And you're able to maybe apologize for, hey, I'm sorry that, I didn't see that, or that I said this, or whatever it is. But as far as the like going to bed thing, I've experienced in our marriage for both of us, there have been times that you kind of feel that way, but to just stay up for hours talking it out, like we've done that before. But then I think we've just found going to sleep and maybe not really discussing. And sometimes like there have been things that we just didn't even have to discuss again because it wasn't like a game-changing thing. It's just kind of you understand and you go about life. You have to be careful of that, right? And that's kind of what she's saying here, as we've said this every night, that if there is a real thing that exists, you can't just let it keep festering. You do have to confront it and talk about it. But I think that the idea of sometimes letting it rest and then kind of revisiting it when you've had a chance to kind of process and think, and you can come to one another in humility. Oh man. Okay. Let's get to track 12, titled Expectations. Okay. We'll shift.
I met him at a party. I think he was on drugs. He wasn't smart or funny. I convinced myself he was. He had a great apartment and a car his parents bought. I thought
Is this a rebound?
he was perfect, and now his number's blocked. Took a couple months.
Or was this the relationship she was talking about? Okay, she's learned. As you should.
You're like a single girl at a Vegas bar, rocking my mini dress with a vodka cran and an open heart. Yeah, I've got hope, yeah, I've got drive, I will not lose my faith. Don't think my future husband's at this bar in Silver Lake.
I just figured out what the talking parts that she's had in the 2 songs on this album remind me of. 1 second, let me grab something. Where? Okay. It reminds me of... This is Youngblood's Idols. I think the song was Lovesick Lullaby. Lovesick Lullaby. But there's this whole part that's like, I met a guy at a pub that, blah, 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 blah. That's what it really reminds me of. It's so fun. Okay, so it sounds like she's learned some things from this other relationship, some things that maybe she didn't see at first, and now as she's talking to other guys, she's like, okay, that's definitely a trait that is like I'm not attracted to, or like I've dealt with that before, so not necessarily interested in it. Okay. And I think there's probably a balanced approach here, right? Because you're never going to find the perfect person, but if there are certain things about a person just like, not really interested in that, or, because you grow, right? You grow together, you learn, you get better. Because I would say my modus operandi tends toward passivity, but it's generally because I'm a bit of a peacemaker. My wife has a much more fiery spirit, and so I've learned from her. I've grown as a person and recognized when and how to confront things head on and to be very honest about things, not like feel like you got to step on eggshells or kind of tiptoe around everything. But she's also learned from me a little bit more like tact, how to be slower about something first instead of just jumping in and like guns blazing. I view many things like conversations, and especially when you're dealing with like tension and disagreement or difficult situations, I kind of view it as chess, well, if I kind of say this, they might move here. And that's the whole thing in chess is like thinking moves ahead. If you go here, what are the consequences of that? And I think that's important when you're dealing with conflict. But I can be somebody in my head that like plays the whole chess match out and then talks myself out of actually confronting the issue. And that's not good either. So anyways, I think as long as you can definitely know what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, but we all have to be careful of managing our expectations and not making them unrealistic because we all have faults. So it describes Rodrigo's self-development, setting standards when it comes to dating, prioritizing herself over men. Unlike every other track on the album, Rodrigo never teased the song with a t-shirt snippet, live performance, or interview. It says, Dan challenged me to write a mantra song. We were listening to a bunch of mantra songs, pop songs, rap songs that were like, this is what I'm worth, this is what I got. It was kind of an interesting creative challenge for me as a songwriter because I'm very used to sitting at a piano and writing. This is how I feel in my heart of hearts and da-da-da-da-da. This is what happened. So it's kind of stretching a creative muscle. I initially wrote this song and didn't like it and was like, let's move on, let's write a different song. Excuse me. Then I came back to it and was like, this song rocks. It's kind of a manifestation tool. Let's hope. Yeah, it is a very cool song. And set a totally different, which I think it's great, kind of coming out of everything that we've been through and her feeling like she knows now what she wants more, or at least what she doesn't. I didn't expect a song that sounded like this on the You Seem Pretty Sad side. Okay. Let's see how she closes this really excellent album, track 13, Cigarette Smoke.
Cigarette smoke, the smell that I know. clings to my clothes, seeps into my bones. It's a real quiet house, with the shower left on, 5 beers in the fridge, and the second car's gone. I regret you and how long I stayed. I resent you for not being brave. Tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. You said that I made love look easy until I made it hard. Give me back my time and I will give you back your heart. I thought that we played the perfect couple till you didn't want the part. Some nights can be so fucking lonely,
Little callback here.
but it's better than begging for you to stand up for me, honeybee.
Okay, 2 callbacks.
I regret you, would I let it slide?
Are there a bunch of callbacks?
I resent you for taking her side. Tell me something honest so the
Is that a callback to Purple?
turned dark. You said that I made love look easy till I made it hard. Give me back my time and I will give you back your heart. I thought that we played the perfect couple till you didn't want the part. It's bone dry, bitter and hollow. You'll be miles away tomorrow. Might I try It's bone dry, bitter and hollow. You never know my sorrow.
So big.
Tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. The memories go dark. The memories go dark. The
Wow, dude, what a great ending. I don't know why I'm smiling so big for something that's kind of sad. I think it's just the song. So big, so great. I love how it weaved elements in from previous things that we visited throughout this album. I think I did see an interview with her where it was like, or maybe it was a short, and she was performing on stage or something and had a cigarette. So I think obviously that ties into her as a smoker. So on cigarette smoke, Olivia uses the smell of cigarette smoke, which notoriously lingers, difficult to get rid of, as a metaphor for how hard it is to get over her ex. The closing track brings the album's chronological narrative to a bitter end. From Olivia's euphoric, oh my gosh, yeah, don't remind me, back at this giddy place with this person on the opening track drop dead, to are now regretting this relationship altogether. Bet you guys enjoyed watching me go through all that. So hopeful. Oh, I was such a hopeful young lad in the beginning. I think the last song on the record too is a song I really like and keep coming back to. She said it was the very last song we wrote for the record. It's the last song on the record. It's very chronological. It just sort of happened that way. It's one of the songs on the album that's really actually angry, kind of embittered. A lot of the songs on the record aren't like that. So it's a nice little flavor to end it all with. It's obviously a little sad and depressing, but I think it was the perfect way to end the record, close out the chapter. I freaking agree. She said, I think the emotion is really potent. Dan and I are in the studio. I think we're finishing something else. We might have been finishing Stupid Song because we were trying to finish that for so long. He just grabbed the guitar, started playing the chords. Thought they were so beautiful, and I instantly got this butterfly in my stomach feeling. I get it sometimes when I feel like I'm stumbling upon something that's interesting. So I was like, oh, I got to follow that. Let's stop what we're doing and try to write this song. We spent a lot of time in the vocal delivery of this one. That's something I always have to keep in mind. I'm very like, whoa. Sometimes I have to remind myself less is more in the vocal delivery occasionally. This one is really intimate. It's one of the more raw songs on the album. I really like the lyrics too. I tried to make the first chorus kind of ambiguous, which is always also a challenge for me too, that I stretch myself as a songwriter. Dan and I always joke, we were really trying to make this song subdued. We're like, there's so much orchestration and instrumental on the album, we should try to keep it chill. Got this song, we're like, it just needs a big bridge. I love the big bridge. I agree, I think it really brought the track what it needed and came back into this solemn place. Tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. It's one of the coldest breakup lyrics I've ever heard in a long time. Almost like so that it makes it easier for you to let go. Because you'd be frustrated and angry and like, yeah, this wasn't good anyways. Girl, she really played in our face the track before this. It's better than begging for you to stand up for me, honeybee. Yeah, and I think even the taking her side seems to go back to the one about the song about being protective or like crossing the line type thing, the boundaries song. And then I feel like even the turning dark is a bit of a nod to the purple, because the whole thing was like, until it kind of keeps melting, we keep melting into one another and still it kind of turns black and dark. So, okay, let's talk some closing comments. Dude, really beautiful album. She's got a beautiful voice, incredible vocal delivery, the instrumentation, amazing, orchestra elements, the piano, the electric guitar, some electronic elements, some songs with like ambient noise in it. She found so many great ways on kind of side A to express this love. And I think it shows there are still new ways to write love songs, which is always cool. She's exploring very mature feelings, the gray areas, you know, that are much of what life actually consists of. The twist for me, even though, yes, it's a little heartbreaking, it really elevated the album and took it to this very thoughtful and artistic place that I think without that, the album wouldn't be as monumental as it is. And there's just a lot of great variation. You dance, you cry, you think. So absolutely incredible. It deserves all the attention that it's getting. Thank you, Patreon community, for bringing this one to my attention. So fun. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. I always enjoy having conversation with you in the comments. Also, remember, we'll work to get content, music videos, live performances, whatever else we can find for this album up over on Patreon, but we do have hundreds of hours of additional content from dozens of artists over there, and we're building a really great community, and it's what makes this channel possible. So consider giving it a look. And you can also help vote on the albums we listen to, much like how this one got voted in. And also, if you are interested in physical media, CDs and vinyls, you can use my code malnourished at checkout at vinyl.com to always get 10% off. Thanks for hanging out with me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.